People don't realize that Native people did not live as sort of noble savages surrounded by riches. They were living a hunter-gatherer existence. And in such a context, you can't afford to have weak or extra unuseful people around. And if you read the Grey Nun's diaries, which is online as a PDF, you find that the missionary sisters of Mackenzie of the Sacred Heart Hospital saw at a glance what a great field of labor awaited their courage and self-denial. So a handful of these nuns decided to come west and help the priests. And they wanted to lift up the people from this form of barbarism. And so I'm just going to read this passage. I must give you a few instances to show you what is the depth of moral misery which we are called to relieve. What I tell you will shock you to hear, as it sickens me to tell. It was rather the general custom of the savages in these countries to kill and sometimes eat the orphan children, especially the little girls. Religion has made a great change in this respect, but infanticide is still by no means rare. A mother looking with contempt on her newly born daughter will say, "Her father has deserted me. I'm not going to feed her." So she'll wrap her up in the skin of an animal, smother her, and throw her into the rubbish heap. Now you understand that all these people would rather have given their children to us, the nuns, than have them killed or let them die. So that's what the nuns did, is they took in orphans, primarily girls, but not only girls. And, you know, there was a lot of mystical things going on at the time. For instance, there's another story that there was a little boy, Gabriel. He was about 8 years of age. He saw his mother kill his father and throw his little brother into the fire. Gabriel himself was saved from the same fate by his grandmother, who took him to a Sicanus named Barbie, who had no children of his own. But a few days later, Barbie's wife sickened and died. The Sicanus thought Gabriel had brought bad spirits, and so a terrible thing happened. Barbie left the child alone on the opposite bank of the river with no food or fire, almost naked. And the Grey Nuns recount that Barbie took deliberate aim at him, Gabriel, with his gun, whenever he saw the boy wandering around the grave or coming to the water to drink or pulling up roots to satisfy his hunger. So a passing Hudson Bay trader, Boniface Lafferty, heard of the case from the grandmother, and he saved the child. Although he lived with the nuns for a couple of years, he subsequently died. But you see, it was very difficult to have an orphan around because, you know, then you had another mouth to feed. It would be one thing if they were 15 or 16, they could join the hunt. But you know, if you were a baby or a very small child, they called them the weepers because they just let them follow the tribe. And if they lived, great. And if they died, okay. So people don't realize what incredible effort the Grey Nuns and the priests put into saving the frail and vulnerable. And that continued right up to the end of the operation of Indian residential schools. In fact, many of the people who are very critical of these schools were themselves saved from being orphans.